Hi, my name is Fernando Anscaralfan, and I'll be showing up the setup guide. First, you clone the repository on a separate terminal. You go into the directory, and you install the dependencies. Then on a separate terminal, you go into the server and start running it. Now you're ready to run the application by doing npm run dev on the original terminal window. So we're at the BeRide landing page. You can sign up, make an account, but once you're ready to log in, you can just fill in all the data. Boom. Now, here's my account, my welcome page. You can see your most recent ride that you're offering. You can also request the ride. You can find all rides that are offered here, and you can search by location. There's also the ride history. As you can see, we have none. Direct messages. We can text anyone we want. For example, Terry Lee. Hi there. We have group chat feature as well. We have a estimate cost as well as a split fare where you can add riders. We have a map as well, and it asks you if you would like to share your location. And about every 5 seconds, it should say, "Oh, here you are." And it should say that for all riders are currently online. Here's saved locations. We have Los Angeles, for example. Matching rides. We also have direct messages right here, forum. Yep. And how you can refer a friend, which you can copy. Here's where you would input it. For payment, we are just a third party, so we bring you to Venmo or Zelle. And we also have the options for language and the lighting mode, for example, dark light. And of course, we can't go without my chatbot, which you can ask it what's the weather, and it should say he's not a writer bot. You can also ask it to redirect you to other features. You can ask it to just do simple math for you. You can also ask it a plethora of other things that it'll give a unique response to. And last but not least, we have ratings and reviews. All right, that's everything for BeRide.
Hi, I'm Ani. In a bit, I'll focus on introducing our front-end work, but before that I want to quickly wrap up Fernando's demo with pointing out features you'll notice don't work completely. I'll quickly touch on why that is and how we would fix this if we had more time. On the ratings and reviews page, you'll notice that most of the functionality works, but when you try to submit the review, you will get an error. The post endpoints fail because the front end is using placeholder IDs that don't exist in the database. Replacing these placeholders with real ride and user IDs from the application's context will enable successful review creation. On the payment page, you'll notice that the buttons currently redirect to Venmo and Zelle homepages without any payment details or backend integration, so no transaction data is tracked. We need to create a proper payment endpoint, pass real payment info, and store payment status in the database. You'll notice that light and dark mode feature only apply to certain pages. Multiple CSS files and inconsistent usage of Tailwind's dark classes are causing the theme to break, since the document's dark mode class isn't consistently respected. Removing these duplicate files and using a single globals.css file and standardizing the dark mode will resolve the issue. Lastly, language support is also a feature we were beginning to implement. However, the language preference is stored in a global server-side variable, which resets on server restarts and is shared across all users. Storing the language setting in each user's local storage or in a database tied to the user authentication would ensure persistence and individuality. Let's move on to the front-end details, starting with the landing page. Right away, you'll notice a clean gradient background and a prominent headline. This instantly communicates our brand's energy and focus. Below the headline, we include a brief product description that highlights BeRide's purpose: affordable, fun campus commutes for students. We also have a subtle overlay that keeps the text readable while letting our hero image shine through, and intuitive navigation to either log in or sign up, creating an engaging first impression. Moving on to the sign-up page, here we highlight our BeRide logo, which we put a lot of careful thought creating to be simple enough as a logo, but communicate the purpose of our product. We use a modal-style layout for the form. This keeps the UI clean and user-friendly, with clear labels and placeholders for name, email, and password fields. Upon submitting, users see either a success message confirming account creation or an error message if required fields are missing, offering quick feedback. From a technical standpoint, these pages were built using Next.js with client-side rendering, hence the use client directive, and styled with Tailwind CSS. These core pages establish our first user touchpoint, providing a design system with reusable components like cards, inputs, and buttons. And most importantly, it showcases end-to-end integration by connecting our front-end to the back-end authentication endpoints.
Hi, my name is Terry. I'll explain password hashing and user authentication in our project. So when a user creates an account, it does not store the password in our database as plain text. Instead, we hash the password and then we store it in the database. So some hashing algorithm like MD5 generates the same output with the same password. So we decided to use bcrypt since it generates a different hash password every time. So I'm going to do a quick demo to show how the password are hashed in our database. So here we're going to use example at ucla.edu and we're going to do sign up. So we go to our database. So as you can see, example at ucla.edu, as you can see, the password are hashed. So attacker will be hard. It will be hard for attacker to reverse engineer the password because the password are hashed differently every time with bcrypt. So let's move on to login. So when you use a login, we do not store the session data on the server. Instead, we generate a JSON web token which contains the information of the users and also a secret key. So when a user logs out, we simply remove the token and end the session. So this makes the authentication secure and scalable and efficient. So I'm going to do another quick demo with the email that we just used. So as you can see, there's nothing, no token. So as we log in, it's going to generate a token. And if we log out, it's going to end the session and we move the token.
Hello everyone, my name is Kira and today I'll be presenting my part for my CS35L final project. As mentioned before, the purpose of this app is to provide an easy-to-use platform for ride sharing, making it convenient for users to either offer a ride, find a ride that suits their needs. I'll explain some of our key features. First, let's start with offer a ride. I create a form using React State Management, allowing users to enter details such as pickup location, drop-off location, time, cost, and available seats. Once the form is submitted, the data is sent to our backend, which inserts into our PostgreSQL database. Users are able to either offer or request a ride. To ensure data integrity, I implement a server-side validation to check for missing or incorrect inputs before storing the ride. That takes us to our final ride feature. Here I implemented again React for the UI, and the data is fetched from our backend, which also connects to our PostgreSQL database. Users can search for available rides based on location, date, and time. And to optimize performance, I use filtering functions that allow users to search rides based on today, tomorrow, or the next week. The search query updates dynamically, and then for security, if the user signed in is not the right poster, then they will not be able to delete the ride. As we can see here, this is enforced on the front-end UI. And on the back end, it's also a check where authorization checks prevents unauthorized deletions. Moreover, users are able to click request a ride to send a message directly to the poster. This takes us to a messaging system, in which is one of the key features I developed is direct messaging between users. The messages are stored in our PostgreSQL database, as mentioned, and then for real-time updates, I implemented a polling mechanism that fetches new messages every second. Additionally to this, the messaging system is secure with JWT authentication, ensuring that only authorized users can send and receive messages. On the dashboard, we also have the most recent ride feature that retrieves the latest ride posted by the user by querying the database. And I optimize this feature by using a sorted query that fetches based on departure time. One of the bigger challenges I experienced was implementing secure authentication. I solved this by using JWT tokens to protect user data and ensure secure communication between the front end and the back end. Another challenge was optimizing our search and filtering system, and for this I use index queries in PostgreSQL. And for the future, I will probably add real-time notifications for new ride requests and actual working user ratings and reviews for better reliability. Thank you for watching my presentation. I'll pass it to Neil.
Hi, this is Neil, and I'm going to go ahead and delve into our dashboard, our UI, UX design, and everything else front-end related. So this right here is our current and final dashboard. As you can see, it's a very sophisticated model with a lot of uniformity throughout. We wanted to make sure that it was an easy-to-use, easy-to-read system, at the same time looking very high-class and elegant. So as you can see, we made sure we used emojis. We kept the very standard spacing, very standard throughout the entire thing. You'll see the same type of shapes being used. There's no irregularities. But this is our current dashboard. We went through multiple different changes when it came to the dashboard. As you can see, this was our version right before the final version. There's still some small differences like shapes that we changed up. We changed up right here the curvatures. That was very important to us. And then, of course, one of our very early on dashboard, this is what it looked like. Of course, we did not like this, so we wanted to make sure to change it up to make it look more elegant and more high class. And that's actually a theme we like to keep throughout our entire project. As you can see, this one right here, there's issues right here. It doesn't look very standardized. Everything looks kind of all over the place. And although it could be submitted like this, we wanted to make sure that we had a very good looking UI system. So as you can see here, sharp edges that decided to get rid of those completely. Weird buttons, we decided to do a complete overhaul just to make sure that we had a very good looking product. As you can see, here are some more pictures throughout our entire product. Everything is very standard and uniform when it comes to coloring, when it comes to shapes, when it comes to the simplicity of design. We wanted to make sure it was very easy to read and it looked very well. So it took a lot of time to make this, but we really like the way that it came out, as it looks very uniform and very high class.